The following video is on the topic of suicide. If you or someone else you know is dealing with or struggling with thoughts of suicide, do not hesitate and call the 1-800-SUICIDE hotline and or 988, which is a local 3-digit number in your state. Today's story is a bit strange, and I found it to be very interesting as well as sad. This is the story of William Fredrick Huntoon, who shot himself in the heart. By the looks of my watch, it's officially grave time. William Fredrick Huntoon was born on March 25, 1856. William lived with his parents at 721 M Street. Now, the location of Department of Rehabilitation, M Street, no longer exists, and today it's now known as Capitol Avenue. In the early 1920s through the 1950s, this stretch of road was once part of the Lincoln Highway. Since this road leads up to the California State Capitol building, it's actually known as Capitol Mall until you pass the park, then it becomes Capitol Avenue. When William lived with his folks in this location up to the age of 33 years old, William was employed by the People's Savings Bank and worked there for 11 years faithfully, never missing a day, and the bank was located on the southwest corner of 4th and J Street in Sacramento. The following story comes from the Record Union on January 30th, 1890. I'm going to paraphrase it and put it into my own words exactly what took place. On January 29th, 1890, William was at work and not feeling well. One of his coworkers noticed something wrong with him, as he was weeping. He confronted William and told him that he should ask to leave. William asked Mr. Beckman, the president of the bank, that he wasn't feeling well and would like to go home. His leave of absence was granted, and William began his journey wandering the streets of Sacramento weeping. William, weeping and intoxicated, wandered into the Play Saloon located inside the Metropolitan Theatre. Its location was on K Street between 4th and 5th Street. Mr. Fawcett, who was one of the owners, sprung into action and led William into the back room to lay down. An hour later, Mr. Fawcett and William got into a carriage and rode around town for a bit. He dropped William off at his house, and William promised Mr. Fawcett that he would go inside and sleep off his woes. Once the carriage took off and was out of sight, William walked across the street to John Belmer's grocery store. The store was located at 8th and M Street. Now today is the Employment Development Department building. William walked into the store and was acting strange. He would stand in one spot for several minutes, staring at the ground while weeping. Mr. Belmer, noticing that William was loitering in his store, told his clerk not to give him any liquor. Soon thereafter, William had asked the clerk for a drink, but was told no. William drifted to the corner of the store while weeping uncontrollably. Overly distraught, William began to walk towards the front door of the store. He abruptly stopped and saw a few men sitting nearby. William turned and looked at the men. William said, "Goodbye, boys." and began to shiver uncontrollably while reaching for something in his pocket. William pulled out a large .38 caliber revolver and placing it in front of his chest. Before anyone could say anything, William shot himself in the heart. William collapsed and fell face forward onto the floor of the store. Mr. Belmer quickly told his clerk to run over to his parents' house to tell them what just happened. William's dad rushed over to the grocery store to see his son, but it was too late. William died almost immediately after the bullet pierced through his heart, causing him to bleed out. William's body was removed and taken to his parents' house. Several days later, the Huntoon family had William's funeral inside their house. William was eventually buried at New Helvetia Cemetery. Sometime in 1928, members of the Huntoon family were exhumed and cremated. All their cremated remains are located here at East Lawn Memorial Park on the second floor in one urn. When William died, he was single and quite wealthy from investments in real estate and owned stock in the bank he worked at. He was also a likable person, pretty popular amongst the people of Sacramento, was a member of the Native Sons of the Golden West. He had everything. His family loved him. No one knows why he killed himself, and it is still a complete mystery to this day. One other newspaper article coming out of the Sacramento Bee on the very same day, January 30th, 1890, the day after William shot himself in the heart. There was an analysis done by the local sheriff who says the cause of suicide was brought on by anxiety and intoxication. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Grave Time. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, may I suggest subscribing to my channel and also hitting that notification bell so you can be in the loop of the next Grave Time adventure. Also, if the video is great, give it a thumbs up. Thank you everybody for watching this episode of Grave Time. God bless you and have a wonderful day. Bye.